Hello, and this is going to be my next weekly reflection, week 8. So, for the final weeks of the rehearsals, I need to focus on putting all my energy into my acting, and there are so many times where I have to just sit down and wait to be called out to do a scene I'm needed in, and pretty much all week I haven't actually been needed until the end, which is frustrating for me. So instead, I use the time to ask to work with people that aren't needed in the scenes, and perform, go over the scenes that we've already done. If I didn't decide to work in small groups whilst waiting, I would not be kind of in the zone for the day, and I'd lose my concentration. So when I'd actually have to go on the stage to make more, to start blocking new scenes, I wouldn't have the energy for everything. I also need to make sure I know what I'm doing in each song and make sure I know the lyrics, as I'm told I'm a strong singer. This makes me feel like I have a bigger responsibility to know each song, as losing my confidence due to the lack of songs could lower that could lower the potential of the songs. We finished making the war scene, and me and my peer had come up with devising a move set for our fighting. Um, we came across an issue because Alice is working with us. She didn't have any training to help us create any move sets for our sword fight. And I told Alice that on our previous year we completed our basic sword fighting exam, and I tried to find the fight I did with my mate on my phone because I recorded the whole fight, um, and I could kind of use those moves with the fight that we need to make. Um, the issue was I couldn't find the video on my phone, and my partner's phone wouldn't load the video. So I had to improvise and make a basic fight for now until Maisie Carter, our stage combat teacher, would come in to improve our fight. The fight we created wasn't really great before Maisie came in, as I'd forgotten the moves, and I ended up being like I wasn't satisfied with it, but I knew that it wouldn't be the final product, and but it was still bugging me because it was there for a good couple of weeks. Um, and at the end of the week, I'd been assigned more lines, which I was happy about. The small scene I'd been asked to act was quite humorous, and I really enjoyed blocking it. Um, I had to act surprised when looking through the telescope, only to find out there is an army of warriors marching to the gates of Glasstown. And on the line, "What about Glasstown?" which is what my peer said, I had to turn around and then kind of like this and quickly like move the telescope around as if it was like really long. And my partner reacted during the scene by ducking under it as I pivoted around. And when we showed this to the rest of the team, we got a great reaction. We got a humorous reaction from them, which is great. I also decided to run my Napoleon scene with North Bangerland, as we had forgotten our dynamic movement that was needed for the scene to work. And we came onto the stage facing each other, and then we'd start moving around the space in like a large circle, whilst the Brontes were in the centre of the stage. Um, we then start moving around the large circle whilst facing another, as if we've got some kind of sword fight with a sword out. The reason to why I wanted to go over it with my partner is because I just hadn't properly ran this scene properly. Apart from like when we were being told briefly the other week what this scene was, it was just like a 5 minute talk on what we were doing, which is annoying because every other scene had so much attention, and they just quickly just pulled us aside and they just said, "Yeah, this is what happening. This is what is happening. You need to remember this." Um, we'd then stop and carry on moving around the space, but we were really unsure on what our line cues were for moving around. And I got around this challenge by asking Alice, one of our practitioners, what the cues were, and she was kind enough to go the whole scene with us, which only took about 20 minutes for us to get the movement in our minds. And we quickly wrote down the cues as well. I was told by Alice that I had an option. I could either put on a French accent as Napoleon and make the scene sound funny, or I could just speak normally. I wasn't really too sure on which I prefer. Um, so when I would have some time, I asked a peer that was born in and lived in France for some help on the French accent, and she kindly agreed and recorded acting my lines in the accent, which I took home to listen to attempt to do a French accent in my spare time.